In this video, we're going to talk about how to turn on your Facebook advertising for your Pro Pages lead conversion system. To get started, log into your personal Facebook account and click your drop-down arrow here. Click Create Ads. The next thing you'll see is this page. We're going to use the clicks to website type of advertising for your Pro Pages system. Once you click that, it's going to ask you for the web page of your Pro Pages system. This is the link to the sign-up page that we would have sent to you in email. Here's an example Pro Pages sign-up page. It's this link. This is the link to the Pro Pages sign-up page. You could copy it here, but again, as I mentioned, we emailed this link to you. Once you have the link, simply paste it into this box. And then click this blue section here. Once you do, Facebook will load some information about that web page. Now, as you can see, the next section on my screen is images. Facebook has been known to adjust the order of these sections. So while the images section is showing as the second section here on my screen, it may be down lower on your page. So I'll try to refer to these sections by the name of them as we go through this. And just know that this images section may be further down on your page. Okay, so if the images section is the next thing to do for your ad, let's take care of that now. Now, you never want to use any images that Facebook pulls in automatically from your web page. So I'm going to click this X and get rid of it. Instead, I'm going to click this plus box so that I can upload an image. This would be where you upload the Pro Pages custom advertising graphic we would have emailed you, and it would be in the same email that contained your Pro Pages link or your Pro Pages URL web page link. So I'm going to click this plus, and I'm going to find the graphic that I want to use for this advertisement. And I can simply double click on it to get it to upload. It'll take just a few moments to upload. When it has, it'll look like this. And the proper size for this graphic is 600 by 315. It can also be double that size at 1200 by 630. So we're done with our image. Let's move on to the next section. This section is called Text and Links. Now remember, these might be in a different order. So go to the Text and Links section to finish the following steps. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is connect a Facebook page. So choose your Facebook page from this drop-down menu. It may already be showing if you only have one Facebook page you're connected to. Once you've chosen your Facebook page, you'll now see a full-size image of what your ad will look like in people's desktop news feeds. It's time to make a headline. This headline has to be short and sweet. It's also very large font on your ad. And when you're writing your text for any ad, it's good practice to use the same kind of verbiage that's on your sign-up page, like this one. So be clear on your sign-up page what your benefits are of your program and how you phrase it. As a quick example, we're talking about home grants. These are for people in Florida, in Lee and Collier counties in this case. And here's the benefit. Cover 100% of their down payment. That is one of the vital benefits on this particular sign-up page. So basically 0 down payments, free grants of up to, appears $10,000 in this case. So those are some of the highlights that you're going to want to benefit on your ad. So let's get back to writing our ad. Okay, so this headline, very short, sweet, straight to the point, and highlights the main benefit. Free grants up to $10,000. And that's taken up my entire 25 characters, but that's a great headline to start with. Now we need to add more text in this next block, and we have many more characters to use. We have 90 characters here versus the 25 in the headline. So reiterate the benefits and who it applies to. Okay, so perhaps something like free government grants up to $10,000 now available for Lee and Collier County home buyers. Kind of sums it up in a nutshell, doesn't it? We've got the benefit of the program and who it applies to. All right, now we want a call to action button here. So let's pick Learn More, and you'll see what this does on the graphic or on the ad over to the right when I select it. Okay, it literally adds a little Learn More button to your ad, makes it look like something someone can click on. Now, one more thing here for creating our ad. Under the Show Advanced Options, we're going to click that. It's going to open up a newsfeed link description. And it says, describe why people should visit your website. So we're going to tell them what they're going to see or what to expect when they click through to our sign up page here. We have a lot of text that's available. This area allows for 200 characters. Okay, something like see exactly how you can get a free grant to cover 100% of your down payment and much or all of your closing costs. Again, highlight the benefits and set the expectation of what they're going to learn or find out on the lead capture page when they click your ad. Now, it is a good practice when you're writing ads to capitalize the first letter of most or all of your words in your headlines, in the body of the text. It's just something I've learned through years and years of advertising on Google and Facebook. Some of your prepositions you just don't capitalize. You want people to roll past those. But most of your words that are keywords on your sentence, you want to capitalize when you're doing an ad. Okay? All right, so last thing to do before we leave this section. You'll notice over here to the right, there are 4 different types of ads that we've now created. And they relate to different places that we would be advertising. The big one here that we're looking at is the desktop newsfeed. There is also a link below it that says mobile newsfeed. If I click on that, this is what your ad would look like on somebody's cell phone, on a mobile device, in their newsfeed on their Facebook app. Okay? Still a fairly large, prominent ad. Now, the newsfeed link description that we wrote over here, you'll notice does not show up on the mobile newsfeed. And that's because the footprint is a little smaller on the mobile newsfeed, so Facebook's a little bit more selective on what they show on mobile newsfeed ads. Then underneath that, you'll see right column. If I click right column, you'll also notice that a smaller ad that shows up on the right column on Facebook is also displayed as to what it will look like. And you'll notice that the newsfeed link description does not show here either. And right column ads only show on desktop and laptop computers. There are no right column ads on mobile devices on Facebook's mobile application. Again, it's due to space constraints. There's just not enough space on the side of Facebook's mobile app to serve ads. Okay? So again, these right column ads only show on desktops and laptops. One last thing is partner mobile apps. So it goes ahead and it creates other little advertisements. Quite honestly, this is very new, and I recommend we remove this because we just don't have enough evidence right now that tells us whether this is effective advertising or not. So we're going to click this remove link on partner mobile apps. Okay. All right. Now let's go in and click on one of our other ones. All right. Now for this ad, we are also going to turn off, and I recommend this for all your Pro Pages ads. We're also going to turn off the small right column ads. Okay, so we click remove next to it. That will leave 2 types of ads, a desktop newsfeed and a mobile newsfeed. Okay. Now, your Pro Pages sign-up page is 100% mobile responsive. So this page that we're looking at here will actually look quite different on a cell phone. And the page is designed to fully adjust to whatever size device is reviewing it. So we lose 0 functionality whether somebody's viewing this page on a cell phone or whether they're viewing it on a desktop or laptop. Okay? So because we have full functionality on all devices, we are going to leave on the mobile newsfeed and the desktop newsfeed of our ad. Time to move on. Before we leave this, don't touch anything on this conversion tracking pixel. Just leave it as it is. We're now on to our audience section. This is where we're going to pick the demographics in the cities or zip codes of who we're trying to target with our ad. So in this particular example, we're targeting Naples and Fort Myers, Florida. And just know that you can pick multiple cities and combinations of cities and zip codes at the same time if that makes it easier for you. Now, Facebook's ad system will automatically put a 25-mile radius around it. You may wish to reduce that or increase that based on what your selling territory is and who you really want to see this ad. So you can just do that through these little drop-down options here next to each city. Okay, I'm just going to leave this like this for now. Now, we absolutely want to filter out all young people, anyone that's not able to buy a home. So to be careful and sure, you can start at 30 or older. If you feel a little comfortable, you want to go a little lower, maybe 28, you can be pretty confident that those folks are now out of college long enough that they have money to buy or already own a home. Okay, so we don't recommend going under age 28. You can push the limits on that recommendation if you'd like. I'm going to, for the sake of this discussion, choose only people 30 or over to see my ad. All right, now a little more targeting here. We're not going to do anything with gender. We're not going to target just men or just women. One thing we might look at is more demographics. Under there's a couple things you may wish to look at. Under financial, there are some filters for income and net worth you might want to play with. Maybe more toward income. I would suspect that the net worth data is a little less accurate and harder to come up with, and therefore it might not be quite as good than income level. So with income level, if I were to pick that, you'll see that there's just different groupings of annual incomes. You literally can click multiple ones if you want to target people that are just higher income or lower income. It's pretty straightforward. The other one you'll look at is home. Under home ownership, under home, you might want to look at home ownership. Okay? In that, you'll have the ability to choose either renters or homeowners. So if you have a first-time home buyer message, maybe you want to send it only to renters, since they would have to be first-time homeowners. If your program applies to current homeowners or first-time homeowners, then you may want to just leave this alone and not select either. And if you have any kind of home seller message, then you certainly would want to go under home ownership and target just homeowners. So there's a couple other ideas for further targeting your optimal audience to reach with your ad. Okay, so when you've figured out what you want to filter under that more demographics, we're pretty much done. The other one piece that I will point out is in this interest box, if you have a Pro Pages design that is targeting a VA program, VA loans, and zero down payments, and all the benefits associated with VA loans, you may very well want to start typing military terms in this interest box to target just military personnel. All right, so watch how I can do that. I can literally type in military. I can click military, then it will start serving me other related things like U.S. Armed Forces, soldiers. Whoops, I clicked the wrong thing here. I clicked culture by accident. Let me get that back. Military. I'm going to do this a little slower than I'm trying to do it. U.S. Navy, U.S. Marine Corps, Veterans, Army, U.S. Army, Coast Guard. Okay, so these are all terms, and you can literally put as many interests in as you want, and that's going to help you target just military personnel if you have a VA program. Okay, so I'm going to delete all those since this particular example is not targeting military. It is not a VA loan program message. Okay, so now we've completed our audience section. You don't need to touch anything else. You don't need the behaviors. You don't need to touch more categories, nor do you need to touch other connections here. All we have left to do is go to this campaign and ad set area. Okay, we're going to first determine what our per day budget is going to be for our clicks. And just first off, leave your schedule to run your ad set continuously starting today. Now, if they have a little calendar here, which again, Facebook sometimes serves one person one version of their ad system and someone else sees another slight variation of the ad system. If you see a little calendar for choosing a start and stop time, just pick a couple months out for the end because there's nothing that you're really committing to there. You can turn your ad on and off anytime you want. So just don't make the mistake of running your ad for a couple days because then you're going to have to come back in and turn it back on and restart it up. If things are going well and you're getting leads, you're going to want it to run for a while. So just leave it kind of open-ended in the schedule section. So I'm going to leave it at, say, run my ad set continuously starting today. So it'll just keep going until I turn it off. All right. Now, per day budget. Always, always, always start with a $5 per day budget. You will know in about 3 days if this ad is getting you leads. If the ad is resonating and you're getting leads, you'll have a very good picture in about 3 days of the success of your pro page system. You certainly don't want to start at $50 and blow through $50 and find, oops, I made a mistake and I didn't get any leads on $50. It'd be much better to learn day one, no lead, day two, no lead, and start getting skeptical and maybe fix something in your ad and look at your ad after you spend $10 instead of $50. Okay, so always start at $5 just to be safe and watch for the notifications of leads. If you're getting 1 lead a day on $5 per day, you're doing great. So just gauge that over a few days. And if you find it's working real well, it's easy to come back in and crank it up. But you don't crank it up until you've proven it worked. All right, so start at $5 and adjust from there. Okay, so we don't have anything to change here because it's automatically already defaulting to $5. All we have to do is go to the last section, bidding and pricing. And there are a couple things we need to do here. Now, under pricing, you need to change from automatically optimize your bid to manually set your maximum bid per click. When you do, it will automatically suggest a range and a starting point for your max bid per click. Okay, so you can see my range is 27 to 71 cents per click. Yes, that's right. We want to set this up so that we are only paying when people are motivated and clicking on our ad and going to our sign up page. We don't want to pay just to spew it out there and have everybody see it. We only care about the action takers. And because of that, we're willing to spend a little bit more when we get an action taker. Again, the beautiful thing of paying per click is you're only paying when someone's taking action and clicking on your ad and going to your sign-up page. So it's starting us with a range. And anything under 50 cents per click is dirt cheap. Google clicks are several dollars per click. Okay, so Facebook clicks are still much, much less expensive than Google clicks because very few people are doing this yet. All right? So all it did was Facebook's system automatically took kind of the midpoint between its suggested bid range. I recommend just using that midpoint as your starting point. Just know this is the maximum bid you will pay per click. It won't go over 50 cents per click. Okay? But you will often get clicks under this 50 cents or under this suggested mark that you pick. Okay? So we're done. We're ready to place our order. And when I click this place our order, as I'll go ahead and do now, I'll just turn this ad off here in a second. You'll see a screen like this that says your order's been placed. Now, you could create and duplicate this whole ad we just created. If you want to create another ad that's very similar, that maybe only has one little change to it, you'd click Create Similar Ad and you'd change one factor in your ad. Maybe you want to try a different ad graphic. Maybe you want to change the headline a little bit. And you do that for testing. You do that to test which ad that only had one thing different worked better. Okay? But that's a bit more advanced, so we're not going to talk about that here today. You literally would click Continue. All right? So after you click Continue, it's going to show you your dashboard of your statistics and your ad, and it's going to tell you what's going on with what here. Okay, so my ad's already been approved. It already says active right here. That is fast. This is what my ad looks like. Here's who it's going to. It's going to show up on news feeds, on mobile devices, and desktops only. And when anyone clicks on it, it takes them to my sign up page. Now here is how you test to make sure we set it up right. Under your dashboard, under the graphic, you'll see this link, Ad Preview and Placements. Click that. Once you do that, scroll down just a touch, there's a link at the bottom here that says View in Newsfeed. It will actually show you a demonstration of what your ad will look like in the newsfeed. And we want to test that when we click on it, it takes us to our sign up page. So I'm going to go ahead and click this View in Newsfeed. There's my ad in my personal newsfeed. This is exactly what it's going to look like on other people's newsfeeds in between their friends and family's posts. Big, very visible ad, can't miss it. Has a like page button where they literally from your ad can follow your page, or they can click anywhere in this area on the graphic or below the graphic or the Learn More. It will all take them to the same place. If they click up in this headline text up here, it will not take them there, but everything else will. Okay, so anything below that point in this box will take them to your sign up page. So I'm going to click on it just to test it to make sure it's working right. So anyone, I can click it anywhere. I'm just going to click it here, and boom, it takes me to my sign up page where they then can, click the download free info. They can opt in here, and the whole process, ProPage's lead conversion process, gets underway. Okay, so everything looks great for my ad. It's linked up correctly. We're done. Sit back and watch for your notifications of leads coming from our Aweber system to you. It will tell you every email that's signing up as you get leads. If you don't see leads in a day or 2 days on $5 per day, there could be something wrong. You can send me an email at support@get100listings.com. Be happy to kind of walk you through and see what's going on. So I hope this video was helpful in getting you set up with your ProPage's lead conversion system powered by Facebook clicks to website ads.